Okay, I guess it's Dean here, some Sound of Music, and we're going to have a little chat about what goes into ordering a custom creation from G&L. G&L or stands for George and Leo. Leo is a Fender, so these are manufactured in Fullerton, California on Fender Avenue. And if you were to visit Leo Fender, a Fender guitar design, you would find his desk still in state right at the G&L factory. So when we order up one, we just had one picked up last week by a fellow, and so on our Facebook page, if you can see pictures of it, that would be Sound of Music Sales Limited, right? And you could see what he did with his G&L order. It was an ASAT, and I think it's his third, but this was going to be his final, so he kind of went all out on it. Looking at this guitar, right, this is out of G&L, one of the first things we have to decide is the neck, right, the profile of the neck. So there's about 9 profiles that they manufactured for the guitars, and it's the thickness, the shape, right, a V, a C, a soft sheet, thinner out, wider. And then the other thing we have to decide, right, is if on this neck, right, perhaps we'd also want to have the neck quarter slot, right, so that's another choice you have to make. Next thing you have to decide, of course, while we're still talking about the neck, is whether you want to have a rosewood fingerboard or a maple fingerboard. Or in some cases, even ebonies might be available. So you have to actually pick the material. And also you have to pick the frets, right? Did you want stainless steel frets, nickel frets? So you can start to see that it becomes fairly involved, right? Things like the bone nut and so on, they take care of that for us automatically. The machines on as well, you can decide whether or not you want to have the regular G&L machines, or if you prefer to go have walking machines, right? They'll do that for you as well. The headstock up front here, right, you have to decide whether or not you want that to be painted to match the body, or if you just want it to be left. Also, on the neck, right, did you want them to leave it smooth, or did you want to do some finishing on it, and maybe even some gun oil type of finish, light or dark tint. Then we get down to the body. Right, so we have to pick the color that we want the guitar to be painted, right, and then also the material. On ASAT, for example, we may have to ask whether or not we want a contour on it instead of just a big block, right? That kind of situation. You may want to decide that you'd like to have them leave a binding on the neck. And would you like the binding on the front and on the back, right? Of course, if you have a contour, you're not going to get a binding on the back, right? And then you're going to come down here and you're going to decide what kind of a pickup that you may want to put on it. This particular one actually doesn't even have the G&L pickups. They've gone to a couple of Seymour Duncans. They've got a custom 5810 on the end. Things like, for example, you can actually change up this. I could have had this guitar, instead of having it come in here with a whammy, I could have actually had them manufacture this guitar with a fixed bridge. Right? So all these things have to be decided, right, in order to G&L. It takes us about 45 minutes to an hour just to go through and get it just exactly the way that you want it. And then April G&L comes out with its own build sheet. And on the build sheet, it actually comes right down to a birth date and its final inspection coming out of Fullerton, California. Build time on it, generally speaking, will run you anywhere between 3 to 5 months. So that's in simplicity what goes into G&L build. Come on down if you want to see the detailed stuff, then we'll go through it.